everyone, and welcome to the Committed Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jody, and each week we're going to be diving in deep, covering all things that help you step up your game, master your mindset, and help you commit to creating the life you desire. So if you're ready for that, let's get started. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to the Committed Lifestyle Podcast. So in this episode today, we are going to be talking all about sales. Ew, I can hear some of you shuddering. That icky word, sales. I hate sales. Have you ever said that? I have. Anyways, all right. I'm going to tell you what sales, in my opinion, is really about, why we should all love it, and tips you must master as a core foundation if you want to get more things in your life that you desire. Happiness being one of them. Okay. Are you sold yet? Did I sell you on why you want to love sales? Yeah, hopefully. Okay, listen in. Here we go. So did you know that we're all in the sales industry? Yes. You, the mom who's got kids, who doesn't have a job, but raising her children and taking care of the house is her full-time job. You're in sales. Yes, the woman who works behind a desk and sells nothing, you're in sales. How? Like, you're probably like, no, Jody, you're so wrong on this one. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Have you ever been in a relationship before? Do you have friends? Have you ever been in a job interview? You had to sell yourself to all those people. Think about it. When you start dating someone, you're selling yourself to your partner, your potential partner. You are hoping that by you being what they want and by you being the person that you are, that you become their partner, that they commit to, that they want to spend their life with you, more time with you. You sell yourself to them. Once you're in a relationship with your partner and you go to meet their family, you sell yourself to their family and friends because you want them to like them. You wear your best. You bring your best attitude. You're fun. You're outgoing. He's probably even like, wow, you're way cooler than I even knew. Yeah, like I got the coolest chick ever, right? Because you want his family, his friends, you want their approval. So you're selling yourself to them. And then guys, if you're listening to this, of course, roles reversed. You sell yourself to your friends. In order to get friends, you have to sell yourself in that same way where you're putting your best foot forward and people like you because they feel like you're valuable to have in their life. If you've ever been on a job interview, you're selling yourself to the person that's hiring. You're helping make them believe that they need you, that they're an asset that you're an asset for their company. You're selling yourself. So yes, we are all in sales because what sales is really about is about selling ourselves to people every day. You know, we're adding opinions and ideas into someone else's head that we are a person of value and we are showing them why. That's what sales is about. Yes, there's other ways and things that have to do with sales, but at the core foundation, people only buy, people only stay around you, people only keep you in their life, people only approve, people only trust you because they think you're valuable and they can get better in life. They can excel more in life. It'll complete their life. It'll, for a business, create more sales, right? Sales. It'll create more revenue. You're in sales because you're adding value. That's what it's all about. And so that's what we do on a daily basis. And the only reason why they don't like sales, and they say that funny word that, oh, I hate sales. I can't sales. I could never do it. I'm not in sales. I hate sales. The reason that they say that is because they had a bad experience from someone who was laying it on way too thick and makes it feel like icky salesy. There's two different kinds of sales. There's the icky salesy kind, and there's a good sales. There's the warm, fuzzy, like, man, that was great. That was a great experience kind of sales. And if you've ever had the icky experience, really just try to disregard that because trust me, I know what it's like. When I go into like a certain department store, or a lot of people say like a used car salesman is a good example. But for me, I always think that when I go into like a department store and they're following me around the store, like grabbing clothes that I'm not even looking at, grabbing shoes that I'm not even looking at, talking to me when, look, buddy, thanks, but just let me do my thing. If I got a question, I'll ask you. Like, just stop it. And then they don't stop it, or they try to like push you in a direction that you don't want to go. That's the icky sales, and that's what people don't like. And the other kind of icky sales experience that you've probably had, and I'm guilty of this too, so don't get mad at me for saying this, but is if you've ever been approached by someone in a network marketing company and all they do is just lay it on all the benefits of their shake, their product, their juice, their makeup, their hair product. They lay it on so thick and they don't even think about you as a person. They just want to talk and talk and talk and talk about how great their product is. Ladies, I was in network marketing. I'm still affiliated with my network marketing company. I think the products are fantastic. And I love network marketing, but it must be done right. So if you are in that industry, definitely listen up if you want to increase your profits and grow your team, because this is where I see people fail all the time and give up because they aren't focusing on the right things that get people to buy. And you know what I'm going to tell you is if you're in network marketing or any kind of sales position, it's all the same things. You're trying to get people to buy. You're trying to increase profits. You're trying to put more money in your pocket and build something that you're proud of, right? Like that's really from the other standpoint of sales, that's what it's about. So I'm going to give you some of those tips on how to not make people go running from you if you do have a sales job. So what we all need to learn is to love sales and to get good at it if we want to get the things in life that we want, which what are those things? People want more money. They want that promotion. They want that job. They want that partner. They want that life. That's why we must master sales, because you just got to get out there and sell yourself in the correct way and know what you're saying. So, all right. So whether you're in a sales position or not, these are some important tips to learn on how to sell yourself so you can create more success and truly learn how to be of service to others. All right. So pen and paper out. Here we go. Number 1, have a genuine interest in other people by asking them questions about themselves. Seriously though. Okay. In order for you to add value to someone else's life and for them to want to buy from you or be around you, you genuinely have to care about other people. And the only way to show people that you care is by showing them how much you care. They really don't care about how much you know. Nobody cares about how smart you are, whatnot. It's not what matters. They want to know that you're interested in them. So you do that by asking questions. You talk less and you listen more. And if you want a little bonus tip on this one, after your conversation with someone new, write down notes of things about them to remember that they told you so that you can relate back to it when you're talking to them down the road. So for example, let's just say you are going out on a date with someone and they tell you something that is their favorite, that maybe something that they're really into. Well, maybe write that down. Maybe like it's a certain song or it's a certain food or it's a certain team. Write that down because you can probably do something really cute for them that would make them feel very special and like you genuinely care. Like maybe you know, oh, hey, your game's on tonight, cheering for you. Did you bet on it? Or, hey, I was going to go pick up blah, blah, blah. And I got this for you because I know that you like it. Or just something really cute that's thoughtful that you know that they like because they told you. Little things like that, knowing their birthday. So that's a good example for being in a relationship. Now, if it's not, maybe it's someone that you're meeting that is a potential client of yours. Well, what you want to do is you want to learn things about them. Maybe you ask them questions about their family. Maybe ask them questions about where they're from. And so then next time you talk to them, you can say, oh, hey, how's little Johnny doing? Geez, he's what, in the second grade now? Or, hey, wow, I heard that there was a tornado going through your place. Everything okay? I was just thinking of you and I wanted to check on you. Guys, that's freaking magical right there. That's a bonus tip to just be like, tip number 1, trust me on this one. It's so nice to feel like someone has thought of you and that someone actually remembers those things about you. So take the extra couple minutes and just jot down notes after you have a conversation with someone. All right. Tip number 2 is to build instant rapport by finding something you both have in common. Now, in my sales job, something that I would always teach my girls that I would be training is you always have to ask people little rapport building questions. It's kind of like an icebreaker in a way. You want to ask them right when you meet them, things like, where are you from? What brought you to whatever? What brought you in here today? What brought you to, if it's on Instagram, what brought you to my page? Asking them those questions about why they're there interacting with you. And then you can ask other questions to kind of just build off of that. So let's say, you ask them, where are you from? And they tell you that they're from Chicago, Illinois. And you're like, oh, wow, I bet it's really cold there right now. What's the temperature like? Ask them another question. And then be like relatable to it and say, something like, oh, I've never been to Chicago before, but I've heard it's absolutely beautiful. My mom used to go there for vacation and she said she absolutely loved it. Okay, whatever it is. Like, just try to find something that you can connect with them on. Maybe if you found out they have kids or something like that. Oh yeah, hey, I've got 3 kids too. How old are yours? That way you guys are kind of like sharing something in common. But really it's just building the instant rapport right off the bat by asking them more questions. So hopefully that made sense. Thing number 3 now, let's keep moving on, is to be relatable. Now, if you've listened to any episodes in the past, like I think I just did one of these not too long ago, I talked about perfectionism and how it's sabotaging you. Being relatable means don't try to be perfect. I know when you're meeting someone for the first time, like your partner's family or something, that you want to try to be perfect. If you're in a job interview, you want to try to be perfect, right? I get it. We want to put our best foot forward and we want to look like we've got it all together. But if you are so trying to be perfect that you're just like not even fun to interact with, you're not very relatable. So that's a really big thing when it comes to people. And selling yourself to them is just having something in common, a similar experience, sharing like a similar struggle and being okay with talking about it. Like tell stories. It's just such a great way to really build that trust with someone when they know like, wow, this is my kind of person. Like she's been through my shit before. I like her. I'm going to keep her around. I like her. Right? Or, man, tell me more about what you got to offer. Maybe I want to buy that. You're just like me. And dang, we're alike. Then I'll probably like this too, whatever you got for me. That is magic sauce right there. Being relatable to people. That will have them buying from you. They're going to be giving you their wallet or their heart before you're even asking for it. Magic. All right. Thing number 4 is don't try to impress them with how much you know. I kind of touched on this just a little bit back about being genuinely interested on tip number 1. But this is definitely its own point. It's such a turnoff when people just hear how much you know and then they're going to think you're a know-it-all. Instead, you don't want to be the expert. Even though you might be the expert, like don't be the expert unless they're specifically coming to you because you're the expert. Just don't try to like super impress them with how much you know. Really just like ask them questions, like be really cool. And then so let's say you're in the car industry and you're selling cars. Well, you do need to be an expert. You do need to be an expert of your craft, whatever it is. But if someone comes in there, build that rapport with them first and find out what they're in there for. Find out what kind of car would be the perfect fit for them first, because you need to ask those questions about their life, where they live, what kind of conditions they're going to be driving in. Man, maybe I should be a car salesman. This is sounding good. But do you see what I'm getting at? Is because once you know all those things, then you can recommend the things that you're an expert at. Then you can recommend what could be the perfect car for them, or what could be the perfect product for them out of the services that you offer. That is so much better than just going right into your product, telling how much you know, being the know-it-all, where their eyes are going to gloss over and their ears are completely not going to listen to anything that you're saying, because all they're thinking about is like, oh my gosh, this person is totally attacking me with everything that they know. And they don't give two shits about me. They just want the sale. They just want to make the money. That's it. Right? Like that, guys, that just doesn't work. And it might seem like it's the long route. And in some cases, it is the longer route. But you know what? That longer route is going to give you more short-term and long-term results in your pocket, in your relationships, in your happiness, and in your life. I promise you on that one. So, oh man, all these are just gold nuggets. But let's get into our last and final tip. Tip number 5. Make your focus on them, not yourself. So this one's, honestly, I'll be very honest. If you're just getting started out with something that's brand new, a new product that you're, let's say you're network marketing, you have this brand new product. Well, and there's a whole sales sequence of like the steps of what you say when you're talking to them. Maybe someone gave you an outline of like, okay, this is the steps that you say when you're out there talking to your friends, your family, or a prospect. It is really hard to not focus on what you're going to say next and to know your next move, because it's new and it's uncomfortable for you. So this is a tricky part in the beginning. But just like I said once before, if you haven't heard me say it, every master was once a disaster. And so what I can encourage you to do is to not focus so much on what you're going to say next, and focus more on the person that you're interacting with and listening to them. Maybe you don't know exactly yet how to ask those next questions, but that's what you got to study in your off time. You got to study and practice those questions that you could potentially ask. And that way you'll get good at it. Because let's go back to that dating example again. Do you write out a list of questions that you're going to ask this person when you're going on a date with them? Probably not. That would just almost be weird if you like pull out a list of questions. But at some point in time, you might be like, oh yeah, I want to make sure and ask them that question. Oh, or if you're thinking in your head, I want to ask them that in a little bit, or at a better time. So maybe you think of those things and you can ask it at the better time, but you're not like so focused on the next question that you're not listening to what they're saying. That's really important, you guys. That's a great just thing to think about, is if you're scared in your sales position because you don't know what the thing is next to say and you need to like follow the script, just go back to dating. When in doubt, just go back to the example of dating, because that's something that we're all used to. No one's really ever taught us how to date. We just kind of learn through trial and error. And really, it's just about talking to that person and asking them questions, getting to know them, seeing if it's a good fit, seeing what you can offer to them, seeing what they offer to you, and so on and so forth. And so that's just, relax, take a step back. It all just goes back to dating. It's a good one right there. Okay, but the other thing I want to make sure is if you're just building that rapport with someone, and maybe it's as a new friend or as a partner, the other thing that you want to make sure when it comes to this focus on them, this is like part 2 of tip number 5, is to not focus, of course, not on yourself and what you're going to say next and you, but also don't focus on your phone or other distractions. That's huge. And this honestly goes into everything as well. If you're having a one-on-one meeting with someone, or you're meeting a new client, prospect, things like that, don't look at your phone. Try to not get distracted. Try to make that person be the only thing that's in the room. That goes so far in the amount of respect somebody will have for you. And look, your phone might be going nutty, and maybe you do need to answer it, but you can just take a second and say, I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. Let me just answer this really quick. Let me just address this and let them know that I'm busy right now, because I want to keep my full focus on you. And I don't want to be distracted, because this, I want to make sure I don't miss anything that you say. So politely, if you need to get to something, politely just let them know. And don't worry, those text messages, those phone calls, those people that probably don't need anything right now in this red hot moment, they're going to be fine, right? Don't worry about that. Worry about the person that's in front of you and the impact you can make on their life, and the connection that you can make with them, and the value that you can add to their life, and the potential, sale that you're going to make, or the potential partner, friend, whatever it is that you're going to have as an end result. That's what we're always going for, is that end result of how it's going to be adding value to our life, to their life, to our bank account, to our relationships, to our happiness, to our love life, to our life in general. It all goes back to that. So again, make sure you focus on them, not on yourself, not what you're going to say next, not on your phone, not on distractions, but focus on them and just be genuinely present in the moment, so you can just be right there, organically thinking of questions to ask and engage with them, right? Like, make them feel heard. It feels so good to feel heard. Yes, it does, because I know you feel the same way about that too. All right, so now it's your turn to go and put this into practice. I want you guys to take these 5 tips, and I want you to take these next 5 days and really put them into use. That's my challenge to you, and I would love to hear how it went for you. So if you're up for the challenge, I love challenges, by the way. If you're up for the challenge, let me know. I promise you, if you don't have more happiness, if you're not seeing better relationships, if you're not having more sales in your business or in your job, if you don't feel more confident in yourself and happier and just more like you're living from your heart, come back and let me know, and I'll do something for you. I don't know what that is yet. Maybe I'll give you make you a deal somehow. We'll figure that out. Anyways, just go do it. And if it doesn't work, well, I'm wrong, and you can tell me what works. And I would love to hear that. But if I'm right, not trying to be right, but I would love to hear that, because I think it'll really work for you. All right, you guys, that's all I got for you today. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please subscribe, leave a rating and review if you have not done so yet. If you do leave a review, please screenshot it and send it to me, because I have a freebie for you. It's 7 questions that will transform your life. Yes, it's a great one. So if you do leave that review, again, screenshot it, send it to me, whether on Instagram, Facebook. If you've got my phone number or email, send it to me, and I will get that freebie in your hands immediately. And the other thing that if you want to do that I would so love, it would mean the world to me, is if you tag me in your stories. If you like this episode, tag me so I can see who's listening. And it's really fun, because then I can share those on mine. And it's just awesome to see that you guys are getting value out of this. And just know that I love you guys. And this is all for you. And I've just said "and" 37 times, so I'm going to stop. All right. The podcast is now commencing. Remember, you've got one life to live, and it's your job to commit to the things that you want. Make it amazing, because this is the only chance that you have. Much love to you guys. Until the next time. Bye-bye.